came from me as a child watching Star Trek and watching LaForge in the engine room when disaster would happen and they would just kill off like big groups of the engine room crew. And I always wondered what their story was and if they had left the family behind, and I wanted to make a show about that. And it didn't go well until I realized that it could be a comedy, and then it really came around, and I was sitting on the set of Don't Mess with the Zohan with like 300 other extras, and decided to break out my notebook and write the first 3 episodes, and then I called Tim, this Tim, not my character, and like 3 weeks later we were shooting it in my living room.
Well, you know, when I first heard the pitch, the green screen wasn't part of it right away. It was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. We're going to have like cool sets. It's going to be amazing. And then when I found out, you know, we had no money at all and that we were going to use a green bed sheet as the background, my biggest concern was how the backgrounds were going to look, you know, and how we were going to really make the world real.
We knew what we were doing to a certain extent, and then as we really got into it, we realized we didn't know what we were doing so much.
Well, maybe you didn't know.
I didn't know what I was doing so much, and it was growing pains. And I also was really learning the whole like web series format at that point. Coming from like traditional media, I thought it was cool to try to make them as long as possible. And I was like, oh, it's 6 minutes. We could easily get it to 7 minutes, and I soon realized that is the wrong thing to think when cutting a webisode.
It's a quality over quantity issue with the web.
Exactly. We did not accommodate for attention spans in the first 3 episodes.
This is the US's Arius. It's the largest and most sophisticated spaceship ever created. You could say it's the Titanic of spaceships. Right up here, this is where the bridge is and where all the lead officers control the ship. Down here, this is the residential area where over 300 families live. The blue section is the engine room. In case of an emergency, the blue and red sections can split apart and the bridge and residential area can fly to safety. We live here.
Well, like I said, when we shot the first 3 episodes in my living room and on a bed sheet, I was not 100% sure that a show was going to come out of all that, and as such didn't want to embarrass myself in front of too many people, so I didn't go as far as to cast and things of that nature. So Phil, who plays Tom, is my roommate, and Ariel, I've been friends with her for years, and I knew that she did acting, so I kind of enlisted her, and she had a friend who she recommended to play Jenny, and then Phil met Craig in line for Deal or No Deal and invited him to come be in the show, and somehow it all worked out, and everyone does a really good job. And everyone gets really excited about the idea of working against the green screen for some reason, so it's an easy sell. No, I'm serious.
Seriously?
Yeah.
They actually enjoy it?
Well, I mean, I think it scares them a little bit, but they're into it.
Interesting.
So I was just thinking that...
No.
And then...
No.
But what if we
No.
covered in chocolate?
Seriously? No. Remember what I told you? There's nothing going on between us.
Yeah, nothing's going on between us. Nothing went on between us last night. 3 times.
You know, production-wise, we had a very small amount of space, and we had grandiose plans for the series. The biggest issues were lighting the green screen without lighting our actors, because you have to light things separately. And we had such a small amount of space, by the time we crammed all the lights and all the actors in there, they usually only had like 3 to 4 feet to be able to move around in, which was a little limiting on our blocking. Other than that, that was the biggest issue we had. Plus, from a post-production standpoint, the first 3 episodes we shot in standard def, which Brett had some issues pulling the keys with because it's just not as sharp as HD. We started with the DVX 100, and then we shot 6 episodes on the HVX 200, and then we shot the last 6 episodes on the HPX 170. I have to say, there's something about the colors and the organic feel that I get from the Panasonics over the Sonys. One of the main reasons, besides liking just Panasonic in general, is the DVC Pro HD codec gives us 422 color, and for pulling keys and stuff, that's much easier to do than if we were to shoot HDV with poor color resolution.
I completely agree. If you just check the
I
box.
know.
But you're not checking it. The red box. Do you want me to do it? Because it's not getting done at all. Episode 4 on is spot on. Those first 3 were kind of our pilot / test episodes.
I think we really learned what we could and couldn't get away with on set in terms of how much we could cheat. And then once we learned that, we took advantage of it.
As far as marketing goes, what I've had to learn, everything.